Hi everyone, I'm Bly Husky, and this is my community garden project for the Seeds of Hope presentation. My focus, or my project focus, is on a community garden. I'm going to try to take a wasted product from grocery stores and turn that into a usable product that can then be donated into people who really need it, such as the homeless or low-income families. I'm going to ask for donations of vegetables to be composted. I'm going to try to keep the wasted products out of landfills. I'm going to ask local farmers to donate whatever they could, really. That could be seeds, that could be crops, that could be wasted crops for compost, it could be tools. Really, local farmers are going to be the backbone of this project, hopefully. The individuals that are receiving the donations won't have to pay anything at all, but instead they'll be encouraged to donate time at the garden. I predict that it will probably take 6 months to a year to get everything rolling and started, gathering tools and resources and everything like that. And then it'll take an additional harvest season, so June until November, to get the first round of donations sent out. My goal is to start at local grocery stores here in Port Angeles and ask for the vegetables that would otherwise be thrown away. So that would look like bruised vegetables that just can't be sold or anything like that that can be turned into compost and hopefully keep them out of a landfill. My plan is to turn that into a bokashi compost, which is a fermented style that uses beet pulp, newspaper, um, you can use seed germ. There's a lot of different options, so whatever is the most cost effective is best for that. And then it'll be turned into a compost product that can be used on the garden. And my goal is to even give that to the individuals who are going to be receiving the vegetables for free if they want to then go home and start a home garden project. The donations from local farmers would be possible seeds or seedlings, possible crops to be turned into compost, or even things like tools, advice, anything like that, really. The compost would be a good bargaining tool for seeds or something like that if they're willing. The garden itself is going to be a really small plot of land. Well, not so small, but it's not going to be one of those local farms here that's acres and acres and acres. My idea is that it'll probably be an empty plot of land in central Port Angeles so that it's accessible to everyone who maybe has to take a bus to get here or something. Whatever crops that we aren't able to receive through donations will have to be purchased from a seed or a seedling. We're hoping to grow tomatoes, potatoes, green onions, squash, beans, really anything. The goal is to have a permaculture design so that everything is kind of growing off of each other and being used in a way that can help benefit each crop itself in a circular design system. We're going for the food forest feel. We'll have a greenhouse to keep tools in or for seeds or seedlings to stay warm outside from the outside cold. We'll plan for an area for water irrigation, though this isn't going to have to be so big since the plot of land isn't going to be that big anyways. It's probably going to be about a tenth or a quarter of an acre, most likely. I found a census from 2018 that said that the poverty rate of Port Angeles was 21.8%, which is approximately 4,277 individuals at that time. It was really hard to find information on the homeless population, but I did find one census from 2010 that said that there were 80 individuals living in shelters. However, that doesn't really tell us about the people who aren't living in shelters and are living in worse conditions. And that's also over 10 years old now. So I suspect that number is much higher. What we'll need to get started is a piece of land in central Port Angeles, about a tenth or a quarter of an acre in size. From what I could find, that can cost anywhere from $70,000 to $150,000. Vegetable seeds or seedlings cost $3.50 per packet. I guess that's just vegetable seeds, not seedlings. At Uprising Seeds in Bellingham, which is somewhat local to, Western Washington. 50 packets would cost $175, though they do have deals if you're buying in bulk, say 100 seeds at a time or a pound of seeds or something like that, 10 pounds of seeds, which isn't something that we would probably need with such a small garden, but that is an option that they do have. Greenhouses that are already built can cost $500 to $1,500 depending on condition and size. I averaged that tools that we would need, wheelbarrows, rakes, shovels, gloves, hoses, everything like that would cost anywhere from about $500 to $1,000, though hopefully we can get some of that stuff donated. The compost business, I did look into the legalities of this, which are kind of unclear. I do think it would be legal to have a composting business if the product would be a part of the charity, meaning if the people who are receiving the free vegetables would also be receiving the compost for free, it would still count under a charity type thing. Though it is kind of debatable with the whole donations being turned into a product being sold for money. But my idea behind it is that if we have too much compost from all of the donations, that we're not able to use it all on our small garden, that we would be able to sell it to the community for about $25 for a 50-pound bag. The families would be able to receive some of this if they wanted to go home with it and then start their own home garden project, which would be highly advised. So the need for this project. I think that this is a really great idea, and I wish to see this in the future. If it's not me doing it, I hope it's someone else doing it. But people who are low income usually eat higher processed foods or fast food because it's cheaper that way. And if they're getting free vegetables, then they're getting a more nutritious, balanced diet, and that would be really nice to see. Hopefully, that would lead to a decrease in child and adult obesity and related health conditions like diabetes and things like that. Along with the health benefits, the individuals will learn the skills of what it takes to grow their own food at the garden, which is really something that, they'll have for the rest of their lives. And the package that they'll receive along with their vegetables, if they are wanting or if they're willing or if they're able to, would be compost, seeds, and tools so that they can get started at home once they kind of know what they're doing. And then ultimately, they won't be dependent on this project anymore, and they can be self-sufficient on their own, which is really like the coolest thing about it, in my opinion. All this stuff will be done in the community of Port Angeles, besides the vegetables that are being donated for compost that might be from farther away. So that's my project, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. Bye.